must be the reason why I've always chose to stay.
Welcome to the Way of Mastery, mighty companion.
But I know I can't go on in this earth forever. It's up to me to be free, let myself feel better. It's time to sing a song of grace, a song to heal the human race. The melody returns to me again. When I realize I'm you, the harmony starts shining through. We're all caught up in love's last embrace.
Welcome to a Way of Mastery. I'm Earl Purdy. Thanks for joining me, mighty companion.
Fear is illusion that we must see beyond. Know that the Father, yes, He made us all as one. Be you not afraid, 'cause you've never been alone. Herein lies the kingdom that has always been your home. Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Now has come and we've begun to find that hidden treasure we thought we lost so long ago. It's been with us forever. It's time to sing a song of grace, a song to heal the human race. The melody returns to me again. And when I realize I'm you, the harmony starts shining through. And we're all caught up in love's last embrace. The harmony starts shining through when I realize I am you, and we're all caught up in love's last embrace. Whoa, whoa, yeah.
Ooh, mighty companion. Welcome to the Way of Mastery. I'm Earl Purdy, and I feel so much gratitude that we are here with each other. There's a lot going on right now. There's a huge, unbelievable call for love going on in our country and in our world right now. The shadow side, the fearful side, is coming up to be healed right now in so many ways. And those of us who are light workers, those of us who are here to remember the truth of our oneness and who we really are, it's important that we come together like we're doing right now, mighty companions, and joining minds and joining hearts. I'm so glad that you're here. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share this video. Just hit share right next to your comment section. And also feel free to ask questions and be sure to communicate with each other as well as me. That's why I do this on Facebook Live, so that we can connect and you can connect with each other. The only rules, and also that was John Christmas. That music was John Christmas, like Christmas time. JohnChristmas.com. You can go to JohnChristmas.com. Good friend of mine, a wonderful brother, and you can get the music. Just take a breath right now. Just take a moment to take a breath and feel our connection. Feel our oneness. I want to thank Ashley for coming on, and Nina, and Sophia, and CJ, and Angela, and Seth, and Melly, and Nina, Jerry, Jenny, Demola, Simon, Ricardo. Glad to have you online, brother. Danny, Thomas, Jenny, Cindy, Yvette, Beverly Littlejohn, and all the rest of you that are coming online right now. We have a big family that watches this live and watches it together, and it moves my soul. We're doing the way of mastery. Hello, Shirley. Glad to see you online. Tonight, I'd like to, again, kind of explain that the thing that I really am doing this for is so that we can hear another way of looking at things. You do not have to believe the ideas. You don't have to accept the ideas. You do not have to welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas are going to be hard to believe. Some of the ideas are going to be quite startling. You are not asked to judge and analyze the ideas at all. I absolutely have no interest in analyzing the ideas. It's the use of the ideas that will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. So I'd like you to open your heart and go beyond your analytical mind and let Spirit speak to you through me so that we can hear the message that we need to receive tonight. There's a message for you on this video. There's a message. I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you, Raj. There's a message for you tonight, because these classes are just as much for me in my remembering as they are for you in your remembering. We're going to do this section called The Only Question in the part 3, The Way of Knowing. We covered some of it last week, so I'm going to start on page 368 in part 3, The Way of Knowing. The only question is the section on page 368, paragraph 3 on page 368. Thank you for sharing the video. When you share the video on your timeline, it allows us to connect with other mighty companions and to reach other people. And that's awesome. That's what we need to do. So, okay. Put on my lube glasses. Take a breath and let's take our journey. In each moment, you seem to be confronted with the challenge that brings up within you your deepest fears of security, your deepest fears of managing the estate, so to speak, the domain that you call your life. These things come not by accident. So what is it that doesn't come by accident? The challenges in your life. You may be going through a challenge in your life, and that challenge is bringing up your deepest fears, your deepest need to try to manage everything. These things have not come up by accident. So there's nothing that I am experiencing in my life right now that's an accident. And that means there's nothing that you are experiencing in your life right now that's an accident. And as long as you are in this world, the world of unceasing change, then these events and changes are going to come up unceasingly. So what is that telling me? Well, it's telling me that I need to stop fighting change. I need to let go of this belief that things are not going to change, that somehow or another I can create a state where nothing in my life really changes. It says, for all that you look upon and say that you love, that you perceive as a temporary form of creation, everything that you're looking at really is already dying and is already dead to you. Wow. So what's already dying? What's already dead to us? Anything that we're looking at that's temporary, because anything that we're looking at, it's going to change. And so in that sense, whatever you're looking at is already dead, because it's dead in the sense that it's going to continue to change. Whatever you are experiencing right now, you're going to experience it right now, Raj, and then it's going to change. Do you know, in the next paragraph it says, there can be no peace in the world. What does it mean when I hear there can be no peace in the world? It says, but you can be the embodiment of peace. So does that mean that you can be the embodiment of peace in a world that it looks like there is no peace in? Yes. You can be the embodiment of peace when you look beyond all form and perceive the essence of all things as the longing for love, which is the longing to remember. So how am I going to be the embodiment of peace in the world? How are you going to be the embodiment of peace in the world? Well, first, I have to learn how to look beyond the appearance of things. You have to learn how to look beyond the appearance of things, the form of things, and learn how to see the very essence of things. And what is the essence of things? The essence of things is that there's a great longing for love. So what is happening in everything I see? What's happening in everything you see, Raj? What's happening in everything that you see, mighty companion? You are seeing nothing but a great big longing for love. When you look at the news, you're just looking at a great big longing for love. Everything that's happened and everything that's happening right now, including the things that happened this past weekend in Charlottesville, Virginia, during the protests, what we were looking at is a great big longing for love. That's what we were seeing, a call for love, a longing to remember, a need to remember the oneness that we really are, the oneness that we really share. For example, when your spouse leaves you, no matter what they say, when anybody leaves you, no matter what they say, according to the way of mastery, they're leaving you because they long for love. So anyone that's ever left you in any relationship, according to the way of mastery, they left you because they're longing for love. Does that mean that you failed them because they left you because they're longing for love? Absolutely not. It doesn't mean that you failed because someone left you in a relationship because they were longing for love. Because that would mean that that person is a victim of you. The truth is, you've heard me say to you many times, there is no cause of anything that happens save that which arises within the field of the sovereignty of each soul, which means love is always present. Love is always present, and there is no reason for staying, and there is no reason for going, because no matter where you go, love is available to you, and even if you stay, love is available to you. So ultimately, what you were being told is that it doesn't really matter if you stay, and it doesn't really matter if you go, because love is available to you, freedom is available to you, happiness is available to you, whether you stay in a situation or whether you leave a situation. Love is always available. There is only reason to awake. There is only reason to awaken to the voice for love and allow love to move you. So the only reason while you're in any situation, Raj, the only reason why you are in any situation, mighty companion, the only reason why you're in any situation is to awaken to the voice for love and to allow love to move you. So it doesn't matter whether I stay in a situation or leave a situation. Yes, because love is available to you whether you're in the situation or out of the situation. Does that mean that the only reason why I should be in any situation is to awaken to the voice for love, the voice for God? Yeah. Whatever the situation is that you're going through right now, you're in that situation so that you can awaken to the voice of God, so that you can awaken to the voice of love. That's the real reason why you're in the situation, even though you may be telling yourself there are other worldly reasons why you're in the situation. So in the world, peace cannot be found. So in the world, you cannot find peace, because in the world, why is it that you can't find peace? Well, the Way of Mastery says the reason why you can't find peace is in the world, there is only the deep belief that love is absent. So when the Way of Mastery says that there is no peace in the world, it's talking about that the world is the part of us that has the deep belief that God is absent. The world is the part of us that has the deep belief that love is absent. That means that we think we have to, in the world, it means that we think we have to seek love. We think we have to pursue love. We think we have to get love. We think love must be extracted from the forms of creation, whether it be career, flower, ocean, desert, lover, mate, or money. When you're in the world, you think you have to seek it, pursue it, and get it. So when you're in a worldly mind, when you are in a mind that is not aware of the truth, when you're in a mind that has forgotten the truth, when you're in a mind that's full of fear, then you think you have to seek it, pursue it, get it, extract it, whether it's a career, a flower, an ocean, a desert, a lover. I got to go out and get me a lover. I got to get me a mate. And most of all, I got to get me some money. Most of all, I got to get me some money. Yes. Okay. Now, one of the things we're being asked to realize, I'm going to tell you one of the things that we're being asked to realize is that the forms of the world contain no reality. None of the forms in the world contain reality. Now, why is it that none of the forms of the world contain reality? None of the forms of the world contain reality because all the forms and appearances of the world change. They do not last. They are not permanent. So by that I mean that when you look at someone, when you look at something, the energy of wanting to possess it or extract runs you, then you are already in insanity. So what does it mean to be in insanity? How can you tell, according to the Way of Mastery, how can you tell when you are now in insanity? You are in insanity when you look at something and you look at someone and you want to possess them. You want to get from them. And it's running you. Then you've moved from sanity to insanity. So in most parties and social gatherings in the past, I walked in the door, saw some really cool people, maybe saw what I thought of at the time as beautiful women, and I went totally into insanity because there was a part of me that wanted to get them, that wanted to possess them. So whenever I feel that feeling, and whenever I felt that feeling in the past, I was insane. Then I've had a lot of insanity in my life, especially on Saturday night at some good party. So don't sweat it though, because insanity is totally illusory. And that means, see, one of the reasons why you don't really have to analyze a lot about what I'm sharing is that I'm going to present it in a way that's a question and answer form. And I'm also going to share with you exactly what Yeshua is saying from the Way of Mastery. So it says, insanity is wholly illusory. And don't you know that that means that any attempt to live from the getting energy, any attempt to live from an energy that you're always trying to get your happiness from something outside of yourself. Whenever you're living from that energy is I have to get something or someone or possess something or someone outside of myself, then that energy can only do one thing. Do you know what that energy of getting can only do, Raj? That energy of getting, mighty companion, can only fail. Can only fail. It's going to fail. It's going to fail. In terms of permanent happiness, trying to possess and trying to get something illusory, something outside of myself, something that's not permanent, that attempt is going to fail. That attempt is going to fail. So, let's take a breath. Let me tell you about who you are. Let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you about who you are. Listen, you are sinless. You are innocent. You are without sin. You are without sin. Listen, listen to me, listen to me, listen. You are sinless. You are sinless. You are the child of God. You are sinless. You are sinless. Loves you as you are. Your invulnerability was your father's guarantee that you would forever be completely free. You are guiltless. You are guiltless. You are a child of God. You are guiltless. You are guiltless. Love you as you are. Your invulnerability was your father's guarantee that you would forever be completely free. But you keep on singing. You keep on singing. Yes, you keep on singing the blues. When you gonna stop singing? When you gonna stop singing? It's time for you to learn you have nothing to lose. Let's see what comments that we have. Can't get to all the comments, but I'm going to get to as many as I can. Kim says, I'm innocent, guiltless, and a child of God. Dharma says, woohoo, mighty companions. Gratitude to Earl. Gratitude to you, brother. Demola says, our invulnerability is our Father's guarantee. Let's see. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Yvette. CJ says, I'm guaranteed to feel if I'm working from an energy of getting or possession. Thinking I will be happy if he or she changes is a form of getting thinking, which is insanity according to the way of mastery. Demola says, phew, thank God, illusions of insanity are not real or permanent, which they are not. I'm insane when I want to possess anything of a temporary nature. Absolutely. Bruce and 5 others, you shared the video. Please keep sharing the video. Please keep sharing the video. Judith, Blue Sky, welcome. All situations and events lead you to the presence of love. Don't forget that. Shahira says, the us is calling for love. Everything in the United States right now, there's a very big call for love going on. Let's see what else. Sophia says, somebody left me because they were longing for love and didn't realize they were the love that they longed for. That's right. People don't realize they're the love that they're longing for. I think of the song Kim says, everything must change. That was one of my favorite songs. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. CJ says, everything that we are watching play out on the world's landscape is a great big longing for love. Yes, everything is just a great big longing for love. That's what's happening. Hey, Myrna. Hey, Trish. So, okay, we're in the way of mastery. We're in the way of knowing. We're on page 368. And Yvette says, my heart is open. God is good. So keep on communicating with each other. Remember that I'm doing this so that we can all interact with each other, so that we can become a family of mighty companions, that we can continue to grow and wake up together. I'm so thankful that you're here. So thankful that you're here. So we're on page 368. Let's look at the paragraph that says, yet at the very same moment, we're at the paragraph that says, yet at the very same moment, the world awaits you. How does the world await you? The world awaits you in perfect transparency. So what does that mean if you say the world awaits you in perfect transparency? It means nothing can obstruct you. Nothing can obstruct you. Nothing can really block you. Nothing can really obstruct you. In the busiest of your malls, in the busiest of the most horrendous traffic jam, there is nothing that is preventing you from choosing to remember only your loving thoughts. Don't you know that there's nothing from preventing you from choosing only freeing thoughts? There is nothing, no matter where you are, that's preventing you from choosing only loving thoughts. There's nothing preventing you from choosing to look upon a brother or a sister. There's nothing preventing you from seeing another person's perfect innocence. There is nothing preventing you from seeing the other person's unchanging essence while allowing them complete freedom as they must until they elect to remember that essence within themselves, until they've chosen to learn to be the stillness of God's presence. So, what is it that we've been told? We've been told that nothing can block us, nothing can obstruct us. What is it that nothing can obstruct us from doing? Nothing can obstruct you from choosing to look at me in my perfect innocence. Nothing can block you from seeing my unchanging essence, and nothing can stop you from allowing me complete freedom to journey the way that I need to journey. One of the things that I'm realizing in my relationships, especially in my intimate relationships, especially in my special, intimate, holy relationships, is that if I really say I love you, then I want to look at your innocence. If I really say I love you, I don't want to remind you of how guilty you are. If I really say I love you, I want to allow you complete freedom. If I really love you, I want to give you complete freedom. If I really love you, I want to give you complete freedom. If I really love you, I want to give you complete freedom. If a person really loves you, they want to give you complete freedom. If they feel fear of you, they're not going to want to give you complete freedom. And if you're in a relationship and you don't want to give that person complete freedom to follow their path, to follow their journey, then you are not expressing true love. I'm sorry, you don't have to like what I'm saying, you don't have to agree with it, because some of the things I say I don't like either. There's things that the Way of Master is saying that brings up my resistance. But you know something? I'm beginning to realize that, you know what, it don't really make any difference whether I agree with the truth or not. It's not going to change it from being the truth. You know, it's not like gravity doesn't exist unless I agree. So the truth is, I might not like it because a part of me is fearful. I might not like it because a part of me wants to possess. I might not like it because a part of me that doesn't know what love really is, doesn't really want to free the people that I love to follow their own path. But that doesn't stop it from being true that I could if I wanted to, that there's nothing blocking me from doing it if I want to. So I'm going to see the truth about you until you remember to see the essence of the truth about you within yourselves. So what is it that we're all learning to be? Well, it says what we are learning to be is the stillness of God's presence. We're learning to be the stillness of the presence of love. Stillness is not opposed to activity or movement. So to be still doesn't mean that you don't have activity, and it doesn't mean that you don't have movement. So being still, being centered in a spiritual way doesn't mean physical inactivity. Being still in a spiritual way doesn't mean that there is no movement. So what does it mean to be still from a spiritual perspective? From a spiritual perspective, being still means it pervades the very body mind, that there's a quality of stillness. In the awakened person, there's a quality of stillness. And one of the things about being around an awakened person is that there's a quietness and that there's a centeredness about that person that is so attractive. A person who has a true centeredness and a true stillness, they are so attractive. The awakened are ceaselessly involved. So does that mean that if you are awakened being, that there's movement, that there's activity, that you're really involved, that you want to be a living demonstration of love, that you want to be loved, that you're anything but passive? Absolutely. What's really important is to ask yourself the question, why? Why is an awakened person ceaselessly involved? Why is an awakened person ceaselessly involved? Well, it says right here that an awakened person is ceaselessly involved because an awakened person no longer resists the flow of this dream world. Notice that the Way of Mastery calls this a dream world, including the body-mind. So an awakened person no longer resists the flow of the body. An awakened person no longer resists the flow of the mind. What does that mean when you hear that an awakened person no longer resists the flow of the body and mind? Well, it says that the awakened person has reversed the thought structure of the world within themselves. So how can you tell when you are becoming an awakened person, Raj? When you are becoming an awakened person, you have reversed your thought so that you're no longer thinking the thoughts of the world, which means you're no longer thinking thoughts of separation from God. You're no longer thinking thoughts of separation from love. You're no longer thinking thoughts of separation from everyone else. That means that the body and the mind, when you have reversed the thought structures of the world, it means that the body and the mind are no longer compelled. Compelled by what? The body and the mind are no longer compelled by fear. So when you have reversed the thought structure of the world within yourself, you are no longer ruled by fear. So when you are no longer ruled by fear, what happens? Well, Raj, when you're no longer ruled by fear, mighty companion, when you are no longer ruled by fear, it says that you serve just one purpose. When you're no longer ruled by fear, you only serve one purpose. And what is that purpose? The extension of love. I'm here with you tonight to be the extension of love. There's only one reason why I'm doing this on Facebook Live. It's to be the extension of love. I want to be the extension of love. I want to be the extension of God. I want to be the extension of God. I want to be the extension of freedom. I want to be the extension of truth. I'm doing this because I want to be the extension of love. I don't want to talk about being the extension of love. I don't want to do it. I want to be it because I want to have it. To have it, I have to be it. So I am attempting to be the love that I am unobstructed. So how can I be the love that I am unobstructed? I free you. I choose to have loving thoughts about you. I choose to see your innocence, and I choose not to try to block your freedom to follow your path at all. Can you extend love by restraining the energy of the body? Can you keep holding back the energy of your body and extend love? It says no. No. Can you extend love by holding on to rigid thoughts? No. Can you extend love by holding on to beliefs about how relationship should be? No. We've got to be willing to let go of our beliefs about how relationship should be. We've been taught that relationship is based on possession and limitation. The truth is teaching us that a true relationship is based on freedom and love. So we cannot keep our old beliefs that we've learned about the world if we're going to have truly successful, loving relationships. Then it said, can you extend love by holding on to rigid thoughts? Which is the same as saying, can I hold on to love by hanging on to thoughts that are not expansive and loving and freeing? And it says, quite frankly, nah, can't do that either. And then it asks, can you extend love by restraining the energy of the body? No, I'm not going to hold back the energy of my body. I'm not going to pretend that I don't have passion in my body and feeling in my body and desire to connect and join in love in my body. The only way then to remember love. What is the way to remember love? What is the way to remember love? The only way to rest in the certainty of the way of knowing, the one way to rest in the certainty of the way of knowing is to come to the realization that what's not love is fear and only fear. If you want to come into the realization of the way of knowing, don't you know that if you want to come into the realization of the way of knowing, whatever isn't love is fear. And fear is the opposite of trust. Fear is the opposite of trust. I can't fear you and trust you at the same time. Fear is the opposite of trust. Fear is the opposite of trust. And everything that's not trust, which is love, is fear. Trust and love are the same thing. Trust and love are the same thing. I can't say I love you and then say I don't trust you. Trust and love are the same thing. And whatever isn't trust is fear. Whatever is not trust is fear. Whatever is not love is fear and only fear. In any moment of experience, regardless of what's happening in this very moment, where love is not present within you as a known commodity, you are in fear. So how can you tell if you are in fear in this very moment? If you are in this moment and love is not present within you, peace is not present within you, if in this moment peace is not present within you, you are in fear. So we don't speak here of when we say fear, we're not talking about the emotion or the wave of energy that might be passing through your body. So when we're talking about fear, we're not talking about that wave of emotion that might be passing through your body that you are calling fear. When we talk about fear, we're not talking about that wave of emotion that's passing through your body that you call fear. When you're walking around the corner on a hiking trail and all of a sudden you see an angry mother grizzly bear who will protect her cubs by having you for breakfast, that fear that you feel when you come up on a wild animal when you are hiking, that wave of energy that goes through your body, that's not the fear we're talking about. Those are just emotions passing through the body-mind, part of the system that will help you to flee or to stay. What you call fear is just emotions passing through the body, through your system, that will help you either flee or stay. We are not talking about that as being fear. So when the way of mastery is talking about fear, it's not talking about the emotions that you feel when you feel threatened. That is not what we're talking about when we're talking about fear. The emotion that you feel when you feel threatened by an external danger, that's just a biochemical, electrical impulse that's programmed into your body and your mind. That's not fear. A biological impulse, a biochemical impulse that's based on the fact that you feel threatened, and so you need to decide whether you're going to flee or stay. That wave that's moving through your body, that energy and emotion that's moving through your body, that is not the fear that we're talking about when we say when you don't feel love, you're just feeling fear. Even the wise and most enlightened being would pay attention to that kind of fear. If you're a wise and enlightened being and you walked up on a mother grizzly bear with her cubs and all of a sudden you feel this wave of energy going through your body that's making you try to decide whether or not you're going to run or whether or not you're going to stay, that is not the fear that we're talking about in the way of mastery. If you were a spiritual master and you walked around the corner and you saw a grizzly bear, you would have that emotion go through your body. So that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about fear at the biochemical level. That's just programming to protect yourself. Yet the wise and enlightened will look quickly and possibly say, when you see the grizzly bear, if you're wise and enlightened, you might say, perhaps this is my time. Go ahead, bear. Eat me. Go ahead, crucify me. Or perhaps the very same enlightened one will say, take me from the city. The crowds are too great. We must flee across the lake. For the crowd would press upon me and eat me up if they can. It is not time. This is not the place. So that means that peace is not passivity. Peace isn't being peaceful doesn't mean you are to be passive. Being a peaceful person is not the same as being a passive person. Being a peaceful person is not the same as being a passive person. Peace, which by the way is the very state of love, the very state of love is peace. Peace is a state. Peace is a state in which no experience is obstructed within you. So a peaceful person is a person that is not obstructing or blocking any experience within themselves. So if I'm a peaceful person, I'm not blocking my feelings of anger. If I'm a peaceful person, I'm not blocking my feelings of peace. If I'm a peaceful person, I'm not blocking my feelings of depression. If I'm a peaceful person, I'm not blocking my feelings of excitement. If I'm a peaceful person, I'm not blocking my passionate sexual feelings. If I'm a peaceful person, I'm not blocking any of my experiences. If I'm a peaceful person, I don't block any of my experiences. Don't make the mistake, as many do, of thinking that experience has something to do with what is outside of your very body mind. Remember, nothing is caused by a single event. Nothing is caused by a single event occurring beyond the boundary of your body or your mind. There is nothing that is ever occurring that's beyond your mind. There is nothing that is ever happening that is outside of your mind. There is nothing that is happening that is outside of the body mind. There is not one thing that is happening that is outside of the one mind. Everything that is happening is a part of the one mind that we all share. There is only one mind. Everything that you are perceiving is taking place in the one mind. There is just one mind. It appears like there are many minds. Everything you see, Raj, everything that's happening is happening within the mind. Everything we see, everything we experience everything that is being experienced is taking place within the mind. So if two human beings come together, two human beings may not know why, but for some reason their heart is open. The two human beings are walking around with a neon sign that says, I just want to love and to be loved. I just want to love and to be loved. That's the only reality. I am a little tired of putting up a wall of resistance. The two human beings walk around the corner and oh my goodness, the sparks fly. The two human beings say, oh love, this is it. I'm with you. It's the real thing. Oh my God, how could this be? This love that I'm having with you, it must be a gift from God. What I'm feeling with you right now must be a gift from God. Nonsense. What you're feeling with that other human being, what you are experiencing with that other human being, what you are experiencing is a gift from yourself. Whenever you feel love, it's coming from you. The love that you're feeling is coming from you. When you're with another person, the feelings that you're feeling, they're coming from you. It's a gift that you're giving yourself. What you feel right now, as you listen to me, what you feel right now in any relationship that you're in, it's a gift that you are giving to yourself. It's a gift from yourself. When you're with another person and you think that you have fallen in love with them, when you're with another person and it seems like you are experiencing so much joy with them, what you are experiencing is a gift from yourself to yourself. You're experiencing a gift from yourself to yourself. Because you are the one. What one? You are the one who chose. Chose where? In the depth of your being to finally become sane. You are the one who has chosen from the very depth of your being to become sane enough to allow the context for the experience of sharing love to be called to you. You're with another person. You think you've fallen in love with them. You're with another person. You think you're feeling all kinds of love with them. But what you're feeling is a gift from yourself, because you're the one who has chosen from the very depths of your being to become sane. How sane? Sane enough to allow the context for the experience of the sharing of love to be called to you. That love will be called to you. And guess what? The exact same thing is occurring in your lover for the very same reason. So you with the person, you're feeling what you think of as the strongest love you've ever experienced, and you're freaking out and you're saying, oh my God, this is a gift from God. Nonsense. It's a gift from you to you, because you're the one that's chosen from the very depth of your being to become sane enough to create a context for the experience of the sharing of love to be called to you. And the person that you're with, they have done the exact same thing. The love they think they're feeling from you is actually the love that they are giving themselves. And then they are experiencing that love because in the depth of their being, they became sane enough to create a condition or context in which the experience of the two of you sharing love could happen. That is what really occurs when you are experiencing what you call love with another person. And guess what? It's occurring with that same thing is occurring with the other person who says that they're feeling the same love for you. You are giving yourself love with them. They are giving themselves love with you. And then you are telling each other that the other one is giving you the love. But the other one isn't giving you the love. The other one is helping to create a context in which you choose to give love. And when you give love, you experience it and you receive it at the same time, because giving and receiving is the same. So the love I give you, the love I give is the love I feel and experience myself. That's the way that it really works according to the way of mastery. So that means two souls have sent out the call, and two souls have come together in a field of space, time, within the body, mind, for a moment in which each soul said yes to the possibility of remembering the purity of love. So you get with another person, you get with another soul, and you come together in space and time, within the body, within the mind, for a moment. And the only thing that's happened with you and that other person, Raj, the only thing that's happened is you have both said yes to the possibility of remembering love. Together we're going to say yes to the possibility of remembering love. You and I together are going to say yes to the possibility of remembering love. And that's what you call being in a relationship where you're in love with somebody. All you did was say yes to the possibility of remembering love. You said yes to the possibility of giving the gift of love to yourself. You said yes to the possibility of being sane enough to create a context deep inside of your being that would allow you to experience the calling of love. That's what's happening when two people are hooking up in a real way in any situation. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Hey, Belani, Kim, wow, it's okay. It's really all me. Meeting souls and loving ourselves. That's right, Kim. It is all you. Yes, Belani, hopefully I'm allowing spirit to keep my mojo going on. To keep my mojo going on. Take a breath. completely free. Yeah. Are sinless, you are sinless, you are a child of God. You are sinless, you are sinless, love you as you are. Your invulnerability is your father's guarantee that you would forever be completely free. But listen now.
But you keep on saying, keep on
Singing the blues. Why you keep on singing the blues?
It's time for you to quit singing. It's time for you to quit singing. It's time for you to learn you have nothing to lose.
Oh. Thank you for sending me those hearts. Every time I see you all, I get a great big heart on. You give me a great big heart on. You do. A great big heart on. All of you. Doggone it. You're so freaking awesome. Jesus. Whew. You're right, CJ. There's nothing to lose. You're right, Yvette. I'm trying to do the happy hour with Dr. Earl. You got to feel it. Yes. Hello, Barbara. Okay. Here we go. Ricardo says, the feeling of love is a gift to myself. Whether I am with someone or by myself, I can give it to myself anytime. Kim, I'm so glad you see me correctly. I am truly juicy. Yes, I'm very juicy. You know how they say, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Yes. So let's go to the last two paragraphs of this section called The Only Question on page 370. Let's see. It says, love does not condemn and love doesn't judge. Love doesn't condemn, love doesn't judge, love doesn't condemn, love doesn't judge. You are love, I am love. So another way of putting it is that I do not condemn, my real self doesn't condemn, my real self doesn't judge. Love doesn't condemn, I am love, so my real self doesn't condemn. Love doesn't judge, I am love, so my real self doesn't judge. What isn't love? What isn't love is fear, but we're not talking about the wave of emotion that you would feel if you walked up on a rabid dog. That's just a protective mechanism. That's a biochemical reaction. That is not what we're talking about when we say fear. But what's not love is fear, which is separation and nothing else. Therefore, what is it I need to remember? What is it that you need to remember? Remember always that no act of love should ever be judged, for each act of love is not to be judged. Each act of love is to be cherished, not judged. Each moment of love's presence, each moment of love's reality is to be cherished. Cherish love. Don't judge love. Cherish any moment of love. Cherish any expression of love. Each moment in which a soul, 2 souls, 3 souls, 10 souls, a country of souls, a universe of souls, it doesn't matter, makes the choice to drop the defenses. Anytime any of us make the choice to drop our defenses, that means when any one of us makes the choice to be open and gesture as the presence of love, that is an act to be cherished. Anytime any one of us drop our defenses and we are open and receptive to each other, that's beautiful. That's allowing ourselves to be the love, to express the love, to express who we are. Cherish love. Whenever you experience love, cherish it. Whenever you're in the presence of someone who does not try to obstruct you, block you, judge you, doesn't try to limit you or possess you or keep you from expressing what you need to express on your spiritual path with whoever you need to express it on your spiritual path, now that's the person that loves you. That's the sane being. The insane being is the one that wants to possess you, get you, and limit you. The insane being is the one that wants to possess you, get you, and limit you. That's just a fearful mind. That's just a fearful person, not a guilty person, not a sinful person, just a fearful person. So every act of love is to be cherished. Every act of openness and connection should be cherished. You know why every act of openness and love should be cherished? Because it is rare in this world that you have that experience. So, those who would seek to possess a mate, those who would seek to create an exclusivity, are truly only expressing some subtle level of fear. Anyone that's trying to have an exclusive love, anyone that's trying to possess someone, they are only expressing a level of fear. Exclusiveness and possession of love. I'm not talking about what most people think I'm talking about, which has to do with the body. I'm saying that anyone that wants to possess a person, wants to block a person, wants to obstruct a person from expressing themselves freely in the way that they need to express themselves in order to fulfill their spiritual path and their awakening, that person is only expressing some subtle level of fear. Love denies not to anyone the perfect freedom that is their sovereignty and their right of every soul. And so this, I find, if I would just be honest with you, I find that people tend to want to practice the truth and use these more enlightened approaches that have to do with freedom, except when it comes to their special love relationships and their special love relationship partners. That's when they do not want to give that person the freedom that is their right as a soul. And the only thing that Yeshua is saying to us, or Jesus, however you want to say it, is saying to us in the way of mastery is, I'm sorry, it just means you're afraid. You're not sinful, you're not guilty, you're just afraid. If you want to limit a person, possess a person, don't allow them to have the freedom that is their sovereign right, it just means you're afraid of loss. You're just a little angel, a cute little afraid thing. That's the only thing. You're just afraid. You're cool. You're okay. I'll say it again. Those that would seek to possess a mate, those who would seek to create an exclusivity, are truly only expressing some subtle level of fear. Love doesn't deny to anyone the perfect freedom that is their right. Love doesn't deny to anyone the perfect freedom that is their right. No one who truly loves you would deny you the perfect freedom that is your right. No one who truly loves you would deny you the perfect, complete freedom that is your right. No one who really loves you would deny you the perfect freedom that is your right. Love is inclusive, not exclusive. I can love you and 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 you, and it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with doing anything with your body. It doesn't have anything necessarily to do with your body. I can love you and you because I am love, just like the sun can shine on you and you and you and you and you. And the sun doesn't have to necessarily interact with your body. So love is inclusive. Love is not exclusive. Love is inclusive. And when you love someone, you don't deny them the perfect freedom that is the right of every soul. For you cannot know love until you set all beings free. You cannot know what love really is until you set everyone free. Do you know that you cannot know what love is as long as you want to limit, possess anyone or anything? If you want to obstruct, block, or limit anyone or anything, you cannot know and experience what love is if you want to limit anyone. You cannot know love until you have set all beings free. I set everybody in my life free right now. I set everybody in my life free. I set everyone in my life free. In my mind, in my heart, I set everyone in my life free. I set everyone in my life free. I set you free. I set you free. Raj, I set you free. I set myself free, and I set you free. I set all of you free. I set all of you free. What does that mean? I'm not going to try to block. I'm not going to try to limit you. I'm not going to try to stop you from following your heart and your path. I will not try to block you from following your heart, your guidance, and your path. I love you. For you cannot know love until you have set all beings free. Here it is right here on the page. You cannot know love until you have set all beings free. You can't know God until you've set all beings free. You cannot know your Creator until you love as your Creator loves. Your Creator loves by freeing. Your Creator gave you total freedom. Your Creator created you as free. Love is freedom. Until you, in turn, free everyone that you say you love, you are not truly loving them. According to the way of mastery, it says, and I quote, you cannot love until you set all beings free. You cannot know your Creator until you love as your Creator loves. And there is no one who is reading these words, there is no one who is listening to these words that does not long to know love completely. So every one of you really want to know complete love. I know you do. I know you really want to know complete love. I know you want to know complete love. I want to be in fraternity. There is eternity and there is fraternity. I want to be in fraternity. I free you. I know you would not be here with me right now and listening to me and communicating with each other right now unless you really, 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 really wanted to experience real love, complete love. And don't you know that when you are experiencing complete love, Raj, when you are experiencing complete love, my mighty companion, when you are receiving and experiencing complete love, that's when you are home. All right, we're going to do a quick review. I'm going to do a quick summary. That was called The Only Question. Don't forget that you were listening to John Christmas at johnchristmas.com. If you want to know more about the Way of Mastery, go to shantichristos.com. Just Google it and you'll be able to find more about it and able to get the material. I am a full-time teacher. This is what I do in the world, and all that I receive comes ultimately from God and through the beautiful blessed channels called you that see value in what I do. So if you would like to share a financial expression of appreciation, I would very much appreciate that. And you just go to my website, www.earlpurdy.com. And those of you who would like to work with me personally to get past any blocks, I'm available. I do what I call clarity sessions. Go to my website, earlpurdy.com, and it explains them in detail. And I use the Course of Miracles, the Way of Mastery, A Course of Love, and my over 30 years experience with the beautiful, intuitive, helpful, divine science called astrology and numerology, which is also another way for spirit to communicate with us. I'm available. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of over 30 years of working with people. You are me. I am you. Let's see here. And don't forget to go to my website and sign up for my contact list so that I can let you know about the workshops that I'm going to be doing soon that are going to be hardcore. So you want to know about that. And please share these videos and make people aware of it. So let's see what we got as closing comments before I finish things up. Okay. You want to know love? You want to be loving in fraternity. The kingdom of love. I set everyone in my life free. I set myself free because I love you all. That's what Kim says. TJ, I set everyone in my life free, for I will set you free if I desire to be free myself, for love is freedom. Let's see. Love is inclusive. Love is and not an or opportunity. I can love you and you and you and you and you. Kim says I can forgive them and myself. Myrna says you give me a hard in. I regret that I have to log off now. Love y'all. Cherish you. Don't forget, watch the video over and over and over again. Don't just do it one time. You will hear something new every time. Laughter is medicine. That's right. Ricardo, like you said, the feeling of love is a gift to myself. So I'm going to say some of the main thoughts that we've heard from the only question in the way of mastery. You all rock. You all are awesome. And I also do on Facebook Live, A Course in Miracles at 1 p.m. Mountain Time every Sunday. And of course, we do the Way of Mastery at 7 p.m. every Tuesday Mountain Time. And I do A Course of Love on Facebook Live, 7 p.m. on Thursdays Mountain Time. So let's keep it going, y'all. Here we go. Take a breath. Let's land this awesome spiritual plane. Love does not condemn. Love does not judge. Love does not judge. Love doesn't condemn. Don't forget that love is a gift from yourself. When you feel love for somebody else, you are feeling a gift to yourself. You're giving love to yourself. Say, all that I give is given to myself. All that I give is given to myself. All that I give is given to myself. All that you give is given to yourself. 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 Love is freedom. Love is freedom. Love is freedom. Love is freedom. Love is freedom now. Love is freedom. Love is freedom. Love is freedom now. Is freedom. Love is freedom. Love is freedom now. Give it to yourself. Love is freedom. Love is freedom. Love is freedom now. I love you all. You thrill my heart. You thrill my soul. Share the video. And I look forward to the next time that we get with each other. Thanks for being consistent, mighty companions. Mwah! You are freaking awesome.